Ladies and gentlemen, Anthem Sports represents Impact Wrestling and I am here to review it for you. Alright, the show opens up with Race for the Case. Well, what do you fucking know? It starts with a wrestling match. Holy shit. And for that, you get a bonus point, TNA. Anything is better starting out with a match than a fucking promo of 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I don't know how long these things take nowadays, if you know what I mean. But in this match was Mahabali Shira, Trevor Lee, Eli Drake, The Miracle, Jesse Goddard, Gracie Steve, the DCC, Brahman and the Kingstons, and the Hardys, Jeff and Matt. Now, this was a usual match where you can't really follow what's going on. I mean, you can follow, but there's so much shit going on in that match where everybody does his thing and whatnot. So I'm just gonna go straight to the point. The first person to grab a briefcase was Eli Drake, which was the red briefcase with the help of Tyrus. Actually, I'm thinking Tyrus is his enforcer, because you know Tyrus has this whole enforcer thing going on where you can hire him to kind of do the dirty job for you and such, like a bail bouncer or something like that, which is cool, by the way. At least it gives Tyrus something to do and for him to be on fucking TV, you know. The second person to retrieve a briefcase was Trevor Lee, if I'm not mistaken, which was the blue briefcase. You had Brahman, Eddie Kingston getting the yellow case, but it was first grabbed by Jesse Goddard, but it slipped out of his hands or whatever. Then it ended up in his hands. That's how they get the briefcase. And then you have Jeff Hardy, who retrieved the green briefcase. Keep in mind, this wasn't like the Feast or Fire. None of these briefcases have a fire briefcase. All four have an opportunity for a match. But the person who got the number one briefcase in particular, that has a match for the heavyweight title. After that, we had some highlights of career moments, where they showed Drew Galloway and Moose their debut, or in this case I would like to call them fillers, because there were a lot of fucking fillers in tonight's show. I don't know what the fuck was up with that, like holy shit. With that extra time you could have at least booked 2 singles matches or whatever the fuck, but who the fuck am I? Let's fill time. Mainstream wrestling, people, that's mainstream wrestling for you. After that, we had a backstage segment where Drew Galloway is basically talking about his focus being on the Impact Grand Champion, and that's what he's going to go for, and that is the title he's basically gonna make the number one title. So after that, we had an in-ring promo with Lashley and Eddie Edwards, with both basically exchanging words, insulting each other. Eddie Edwards kind of came a little bit harder this time, but there still wasn't enough oomph in it. I don't know, like I said before, I think it's his voice. Not a lot of people have that deep intimidating voice, like such, and I think that's the problem with Eddie, which is why his promos seem like it's boring and such, when it's technically not. He does need to stop with the repeating words, though. He repeats his words constantly. For an example, he likes to say, I know I have to beat you. I know I have to beat you. Then he's gonna say something, and then he's gonna repeat 2 words again. And I am a fighting champion. And I am a fighting champion. He likes to do that shit. He needs to stop with that, though. But of course, Lashley came in a lot harder. But after the 2 exchanged words, Lashley offered Eddie Edwards a match, a 30-minute Iron Man match for the heavyweight title, and of course Eddie Edwards accepted. But then after Eddie called him his bitch and such, Lashley then beat his punk ass up, and of course Davey Richard came with the save, and that's how the segment ended. After that, we had a knockouts match with Diana being in the ring. I really like this girl. She's so fucking cute and she has potential, against the returning Brooke. It was obvious that in this match they wanted to let Brooke give Brooke the better shine or the more shine, because Diana was impressive in this match as well, especially the first when she first had the upper hand and such. But Brooke later then had complete control over the match and such, and ultimately got the win. They need to sign Diana. She's almost in every knockouts knockdown pay per view. A lot of these women like Sveta Scott, Barbie Heaton, who I definitely want should be in TNA. I don't know what's taking them so long. You know, Diana and a few other girls are in the knockouts knockdown every year. It's time TNA, hires these women, knowing what they can do, and especially after they kept on getting invitations for knockouts knockdown. Especially Barbie Heat, and that girl literally deserves to be on the mainstream television right now. She's been in the indie for so long, busting her ass up, and but Brooke got the win, and after that Sienna came in to attack Brooke, because moments earlier, or a few an hour ago or whatever, you had Brooke kind of insulting or intimidating whatever Maria, by telling her that Brooke needs to do her own thing, Maria needs to stay back off from her and such. And of course Maria had this thing already going on in her head from, okay, then I'm gonna show you who the fuck I am, bitch. So that's basically what happened. So she sent Sienna to attack Brooke. After that we had another thing with backstage with Maria and Braxton Sutter, with Maria basically telling Braxton that he needs to stop dating and training Ali, and then she whispered something in his ear. I don't know, we didn't hear that. So, and after that we had the Fact of Life, which probably had to be the funniest and the best Fact of Life segment yet so far. You had Tyra speaking for Eli Drake, because apparently Eli Drake cannot talk yet, and I don't know what the fuck the problem is with that. I don't know why he still can't talk, knowing that the stipulation the match he had with EC3, the stipulation was that he wasn't going to talk up until the end of the year 2016. Now we're in a new year and he's apparently still not talking, so I don't know what the fuck the problem with that is. It makes absolutely no fucking sense right now, I'm telling you. Just like how this whole story with Ali and Maria makes no fucking sense, knowing how much shit Ali has done to Maria and you're still her assistant. Makes no fucking sense. Like, seriously, get over it already. This thing with Ali has been going on like ever since she came in. But anyways, in this Fact of Life segment we had the revealing of the briefcase. Eli Drake was the first one to open his briefcase and he got number 4. I don't know what number 4 was again, what you get with number 4, but the second ones were DCC, who were acting like, who were acting different. This second was definitely comedic, which is the whole purpose of the Fact of Life actually. So it was kind of cool to see DCC be out of character, if you know what I mean, for a while, and they did it really well. Like a bunch of Three Stooges motherfuckers or whatever, they were acting really funny. It was cool to see. It was really nice to see. But DCC got number 2. And then you had Trevor Lee also acting like a dumbass. He got number 3, and then obviously Jeff Hardy got number 1. So very interesting to see how all of this plays out. But it was definitely a funny fucking segment, the best one yet. After that we had more career moments, aka time filler. And then after that we had a match with Robbie E teaming up with Swoggle. So I'm guessing Swoggle is officially a member of the roster now, which is cool. Against Aaron Rex and Rockstars. But don't really have much to say about this match. I honestly don't know. Swoggle, he does his thing. Robbie E still with his comedic shit. This guy will never be a serious character. I just don't see him pull it off. He just doesn't have it in him. I'm sorry. They tried and tried and tried, but Robbie E is Robbie E, man. He's that Jersey Shore guy. You know what I mean? So But Aaron Rex got the win, so that's out. Um, then we had more time filling, even longer time filling after this with career moments and highlights from Hardys and such. And then we had the main event, the Impact Grand Champion Drew Galloway versus. I thought the main event was going to be the 30-minute Iron Man match, but I got it wrong. Obviously, it was next week. But Drew Galloway versus Moose. The first round went to Drew. The second round went to Moose, which was bullshit indeed. Because Drew Galloway definitely had was more aggressive and had the upper hand and such. But ultimately, Drew Galloway still got the win, and your new Impact Grand Champion, Drew Galloway. How long has Moose held the title? Like a month? But doesn't matter. Either way, he at least has held the title, and he was good doing it, better than Aaron Rex for sure. So I'm definitely seeing Drew Galloway holding this title a lot longer from the looks of his promo and how serious he is, because Drew Galloway is a serious guy. He is a serious character right now, so I definitely see him hold the title for quite some time. But I still have this question: is Jesse Garter still #1 contender? Because he still has that #1 contender spot for the title, and he hasn't taken it yet. So yeah, what's up with that? If I'm not mistaken. Okay, but that was a good show. I'm definitely looking forward to next week because we all are going to the Monsters Ball, so that should be wicked. I hope they fucking go way out of the box with this one, because it's a female, especially knowing it's a female match. I would really like to see them actually use hardcore stuff and shit. So definitely it's the main event. It's not the no, it's not the main event. I think the 30-minute Iron Man match is main event, but even that match should look good. I think 30 minutes, holy shit. So yeah, but that's about it. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next week. I think I'm going to do the review next week with Robert from Robert Does Wrestling and TNA Mafia. So that's about it. Thank you for watching. See you guys next week.